I, Dr. Anu Kumar. Today we will discuss rheumatic heart disease. In last week, we already discussed acute rheumatic fever and how to manage it. The sequelae of rheumatic fever consist of mitral, aortic and tricuspid valve disease. Mitral valve involvement manifests predominantly as mitral regurgitation and much less commonly as mitral stenosis. Aortic valve and tricuspid valve involvement present as aortic and tricuspid regurgitation. Rheumatic aortic stenosis is very rare in childhood or adolescence. Causes of heart valve disease. Valve may fail to close properly, leads to regurgitation. Main causes of valve regurgitation are: it may be congenital, acute rheumatic carditis, chronic rheumatic carditis, dilatation of valve ring, infective endocarditis, damage to chordae tendineae and papillary muscles as in myocardial infarction, other causes as syphilis, senile degeneration and trauma. Valve may be narrowed, leads to stenosis. Main causes of valve stenosis are congenital, rheumatic carditis or senile degeneration. Rheumatic fever affects mainly children and adolescents 5 to 15 years of age. It is the most common cause of chronic valvular disease. It is rare in developed countries. We already discussed etiology, clinical presentation, symptoms last week. It has 5 major criteria: polyarthritis, arthralgia, pancreatitis, skin rashes or subcutaneous nodules, and rheumatic chorea. We already discussed in last week. We already discussed diagnosis of rheumatic fever. There is involvement of endocardium, myocardium and pericardium. Rheumatic valvular heart disease is clinically important because it is common cause of valvular heart disease. Acute rheumatic fever may cause acute mitral regurgitation. Chronic rheumatic heart disease affects mainly the mitral and aortic valve. Tricuspid and pulmonary valves are rarely affected by rheumatic fever. Chronic inflammation and fibrosis of valve ring, valve cusps and chordae tendineae are the underlying pathology of chronic rheumatic heart valve disease. Mitral regurgitation is the chief manifestation. Around 80 to 85% of acute and previous rheumatic carditis. Etiology: rheumatic heart disease is the main cause in underdeveloped countries. Other causes are atrial septal defect of primary variety, coarctation of aorta with MR, mostly congenital, left ventricular fibroelastosis, congenital corrected transposition of great arteries, papillary muscle dysfunction and indilatation of left ventricle from any causes, atrial septal defect of secundum type with floppy mitral valve, Marfan and Hurler syndrome, anomalous origin of left coronary artery from pulmonary artery. Hemodynamics: regurgitation of blood occurs during systole from left ventricle to left atrium, leading to increased left atrial pressure. If there is significant MR, severe MR, it may cause pulmonary congestion due to backflow from left atria to lung. And if it further persists or severe MR persisting, may lead to severe heart failure. If there is left ventricular heart failure, it causes pulmonary hypertension, and right leads to further right ventricular failure. Clinical manifestation: decrease in systemic output results in fatigue, Fatigue is the most common symptom of significant mitral regurgitation. Absence of pulmonary congestion initially it prevents occurrence of dyspnea unless MR is severe or left ventricular myocardium is failing. Features of left ventricular failure are absent initially and appear late unless MR is acute, severe or left ventricular myocardium is failing. Signs: left ventricle apex by palpation and pansystolic murmur by auscultation. In mitral regurgitation, there is two exits of left ventricular blood. One is forward flow through the aortic valve to the systemic circulation, and another one is through mitral valve to left atrium. And it causes because there is a decreased systemic flow leads to fatigue and dyspnea on exertion may occur. Another thing, murmur initially in mitral regurgitation in S1 is soft murmur, but a second heart sound is normally split with mild MR. With moderate or severe MR, second heart sound is badly and variably split. Another thing, with severe MR, there is a delayed diastolic mitral murmur and may lead to appearance of third heart sound. ECG shows sinus tachycardia. Signs of left ventricular hypertrophy may be present with long standing and severe MR. In chest X-ray shows cardiac enlargement secondary to left ventricular enlargement. Size depending on severity of MR. In X-ray, left atrial enlargement causes elevation of left bronchus. And ECG echo shows enlarged left atrium and ventricle. Treatment consists of mild to moderate MR is well tolerated for long periods. However, its severity increases with time. Medical management consists of use of D-Talis and diuretics besides penicillin prophylaxis for prevention of rheumatic arthritis. Recurrence. Role of systemic vasodilators, the ACE inhibitor, calcium channel blocker to reduce afterload in after isolated MR and aortic regurgitation is controversial. And surgery may be needed if there is persistent symptoms. Severe regurgitation needs replacement of valve. Prosthetic valve replacement is done, and prosthetic valve metal valve replacement may need anticoagulation in long term. Rheumatic heart disease is the almost only cause of mitral stenosis. Rheumatic mitral stenosis is less common than mitral regurgitation in children. And hemodynamics, pathophysiology, diameter of mitral valve is around about 5 cm square. Progressive narrowing of the valve increases left atrial pressure. This causes pulmonary congestion because there is flow of blood from left atrium to left ventricle occurs through mitral valve. If there is narrowing, there is a accumulation of blood in left atrium leading to backflow of blood to lung, causing pulmonary congestion. Increased left atrial pressure leads to left atrial hypertrophy and dilatation. Left atrial dilatation leads to atrial fibrillation, rapid irregular pulse. atrial fibrillation and occurrence of pregnancy may precipitate the symptoms, mainly dyspnea of effort or even pulmonary edema in tight mitral stenosis. Mitral stenosis causes pulmonary congestion, pulmonary hypertension, and right ventricular failure. Left atrial dilatation and atrial fibrillation predispose to left atrial thrombus formation. This leads to thromboembolic disease. Symptoms: difficulty in breathing, pulmonary congestion, palpitation, awareness of heartbeats. It occurs due to atrial fibrillation, fatigue due to low cardiac output, cough, pulmonary congestion, hemoptysis, cough with blood, occurs due to pulmonary congestion and pulmonary embolism. Chest pain occurs due to pulmonary hypertension, thromboembolic complication, cerebral strokes and ischemic limbs occurs due to this. Signs are atrial fibrillation, edema and ascites occurs due to right-sided heart failure, congested neck veins with red JVP occurs due to right heart failure, capitation on lung bases occurs due to pulmonary congestion, auscultation shows loud fast sound S2, accentuated pulmonary sounds P2, and mitral diastolic murmur. Diagnosis and treatment of mitral valve disease. Diagnosis: one ECG shows signs of atrial dilatation, P pulmonale, ventricular hypertrophy, atrial fibrillation. X-ray chest shows signs of cardiac chamber dilatation and pulmonary congestion. Echocardiography shows mobility of valve cusps, pressure gradient across mitral valve, systolic and diastolic functions of the ventricles. Cardiac acceleration is to be done to know the exact stenosis and other physiology of heart. Treatment: medical treatment for mild and moderate cases consist of diuretics mainly, and surgical treatment is needed for mitral valve balloon dilatation in isolated mitral valve stenosis, mitral valve replacement in calcified mitral valve, and combined mitral stenosis and regurgitation. Aortic valve disease. Aortic stenosis causes are congenital aortic stenosis, rheumatic heart disease, atherosclerosis, and calcification, senile degeneration. Aortic regurgitation is more common in rheumatic heart disease. Aortic stenosis are comparatively rare. Symptoms: after a long period of being asymptomatic, then symptoms are characterized by triad of angina, dyspnea, and syncope. Angina occurs due to hypertrophy of left ventricle. There is increased oxygen demand, relatively coronary ischemia due to decreased blood flow, due to decreased cardiac output. Dyspnea occurs due to right ventricular failure and pulmonary congestion by backflow to the lung. Syncopes: it means transient loss of consciousness due to decreased cerebral blood flow. In aortic stenosis, it occurs due to low fixed cardiac output. Once cardiac stenosis patient becomes symptomatic, deterioration is very rapid and liable to sudden death due to ventricular arrhythmia and pulmonary edema. Signs are: on auscultation shows weak or absent first heart sound, and aortic systolic ejection murmur on aortic area. Treatment: medical treatment consists of diuretics, D-Talis, and in further persistent symptoms, leads to surgical aortic valve replacement, either by homologous valve or prosthetic valve. Prosthetic valve leads to lifelong anticoagulant supplementation. Aortic regurgitation is commoner than aortic stenosis in rheumatic heart disease. Other causes are congenital bicuspid aortic valve calcification, infective endocarditis, ischemic heart disease and myocardial infarction, senile degeneration, atherosclerosis. Pathophysiology and clinical manifestation: there is increased stroke volume because of the regurgitation of blood from aortic aorta to left ventricle leads to gradually accumulation of extra blood in left ventricle, leading to left ventricular hypertrophy, may further lead to left ventricular dilatation because it causes systolic hypertension and diastolic hypertension. This leads to bounding pulses and wide pulse pressure and different clinical signs of aortic regurgitation. Increased diastolic blood volume leads to left ventricular dilatation and failure. Auscultation of heart: early diastolic murmur on aortic areas, right second intercostal space and left parasternal area on third intercostal space. Treatment consists of valve replacement in symptomatic patients. Because these aortic regurgitation in mild to moderate cases is well tolerated for long period of time, but in persistent symptom or the increased severe regurgitation, in that case valve replacement is needed. Disease of tricuspid and pulmonary valves. Tricuspid valve diseases. Tricuspid stenosis is the main cause is the rheumatic heart disease. Tricuspid regurgitation is seen in around 20 to 50% of rheumatic heart disease in children, and it cannot be said that due to organic, due to involvement of tricuspid valve it is there, or functional, or due to pulmonary hypertension leading to backflow. Tricuspid regurgitation main cause is right ventricular dilatation failure. If in case of tricuspid regurgitation there is systemic backflow of blood from right ventricle to right atrium, there is systemic leak, resulting systolic murmur and volume overload of right atrium as well as right ventricle. Usually those patients also have symptoms of pulmonary arterial hypertension. If tricuspid regurgitation is associated with mitral stenosis and there is no specific symptom of TR, some patient may have dyspnea. Treatment of right heart failure improves with tricuspid regurgitation. Other causes are infective endocarditis, myocardial infarction, rheumatic heart disease. Pulmonary valve disease. Pulmonary stenosis mainly causes a congenital. Pulmonary valve regurgitation main cause of pulmonary artery dilatation is pulmonary hypertension due to left heart failure, pulmonary hypertension and dilatation due to pulmonary disease. In case of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, emphysema. Thank you.